You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 466, recorded March 2024, posted September 2024. Don't feed the Bulettes.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill, a podcast where friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet. Is that right? Are we friends?
What the intro that leads into you saying welcome to the podcast says.
Well, I see one person here is not my friend. I am Scott McNulty, a dungeon master, which means, of course, that we are once again...
Is it you, Scott? Is it you?
I'm not my own friend, it's true. On the bloodstained sands of Athos. That's right, Dark Sun, Eggless Angels. You know the bit. Skip it if you don't like me. I don't like you. It's Tony Sindelar. How are you?
Hi, Scott. Tony Sindelar, he, him. I play Regdar, the secret wizard, here to amuse you and belittle Dan.
Tony, I don't think he asked you to introduce your character. He just asked how you were.
I just assumed that we were going to do a podcast.
And move it along.
Somebody should inject some kind of consistency to it. I don't even know who's talking and asking these things because they haven't been introduced yet.
No.
And they won't be yet.
Cronkite, get it
voice
together.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh. Aline Sims is not speaking, but she will be in a moment.
I play Shara, the Air Genasi rogue. That's all I have to introduce. Oh, we, she, her pronouns. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
I never knew what I was doing and continue that long streak. Jason Snell has already spoken. Will he speak again?
No,
he's done. He's playing
we'll
Carlos.
Back to him later.
Dwarf. He's a gladiator. Runs around.
Not a dwarf.
He
He's a mole. But yes, level 10 gladiator.
I see. I knew a little inaccuracy about his character.
Yeah, you get me. I think you'll find, Scott, that
actually,
dwarf is his family name.
Speaking of families, Dan Morin. You have one.
Is that a threat? Well,
Yeah, shame if something were to happen to it.
Have you checked on them recently?
I'll be right back. Everyone's fine. Hi, I'm here to play Dungeons and Dragons, and do so by playing Omlöl, the Goliath barbarian who likes to hit stuff but not run, which is legally distinct from anybody else in the party.
That is true. Erica Ensign. Hello.
Hello, I am here. I am playing Zotasha, she, her, just like me. Zotasha is a tiefling mystic with purple hair and black eyes, just totally black. No whites.
That's creepy.
Someday Zoom will be able to do that filter for me, and I am waiting for that day.
The nightmare filter.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Don't want it.
Nightmares. No, that's not a nightmare. It's Steve Lutz. Hello.
Don't be so sure. Yes, it is I, Steve Lutz, and I am playing Kachka, a bard who is also a bug. And my eyes are probably creepy little bug eyes. So there's that.
Big.
I don't know. I haven't really checked. I haven't looked into it, but I like Scott McNulty just fine, for the record.
See, so you're not going to skip this episode. That's good. It would be strange. So when last we left, people who are listening to this as we post this know that you, our brave adventuring party, have found yourself deep within the elemental node known as the Black Geode, where you are going to find where the prophet is trying to summon forth the final Prince of the Apocalypse. You have thwarted 3 such attempts. You are now in the Black Geode. You have killed a whole... I was trying to think of what a group of hooked horrors might be called.
It was a family. I'm pretty sure we established they were a family.
A family.
They were wearing the
t-shirts. They were having their reunion, and you find yourselves in kind of a
defile,
crevasse, perhaps, or a defile. There you go. Above is a bridge. On that bridge is a Kachka on top of a Pegasus. The Pegasus
the Pegasus is on top of a turtle that is being held aloft by 4 elephants
all the way down.
The Pegasus is named Randy.
Yes, once Randy touched down upon the bridge, some seemingly innocent rocks transformed into these kind of rock people, kind of stout. They kind of look like dwarves made of rock without any, well, maybe naked dwarves without any beards. They are seemingly not happy that Randy has alighted upon their bridge. And so we shall roll initiative. I will say, just because we're rolling initiative doesn't mean you have to engage these folks in combat. It's up to you.
That seems like a trap.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a
just
new
saying,
tune you're singing there, Scott.
We are rolling initiative to see what happens because they surprise you, right? So you're basically all just going to act in normal combat, but or not combat, normal initiative order. But I want to see.
You just said combat. We're on to you.
Hey,
Oh, no.
Hey,
you pulling a fast one on us? What's going on?
You can do what you want, but now at the moment you should roll initiative.
The one thing I forgot to prepare was to grab my dice. That's all right. I always have some dice within hand's reach, and I'm going to use those dice tonight, even though they do not match my purple hair. Instead, I'll be using an orange and blue D20 for the Edmonton Oilers, who are playing tonight. And if they're playing anything like I am, they suck, because I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Nice.
take that, Edmund.
I hope they do better.
sorry, E-Town Oily Boys.
Or
Better luck next
Stephen
time.
will be coming home from the game very
is
grumpy.
that a bad nickname?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Oily Boys.
Just down the street from the Beantown Bad Boy.
I don't care for hockey, but
Yeah, ever since
Ketchka.
they started greasing the ice, things have it's much harder.
It's
to score.
already slippery. Why do you need to add more lubrication?
greased ice stand. It's a hot new thing. It's actually quite cold.
twice as slippery. All right, so
Yep.
you are Ketchka is going first. You find yourself, and Randy will go on the same turn. You're on this bridge. The rocks that have just become humanoids are looking at you. They're not very close to you, but they're not very far away either. So what would you like to do?
Well, I'm very happy that I am first in the initiative order because I'm just going to say, greetings, gentlemen. Sorry to disturb you. I'll be leaving now. No problem. See you later. Bye. And Randy and I are going to fly off back towards my compatriots.
All right.
And that's it. That's all I'm going to do.
The end.
And they lived happily ever after. Unlaw.
But I am
what
going to
would
go a
you
little
like
around
to
the corner here
do? Oh, okay.
as much as I can. So as maybe those people, if they want to throw rocks at me,
Pretty
won't
fast.
be able to do
Randy can fly pretty far.
so. Hey, Randy's a fast flyer.
So I'll just Ketchka and Randy fly back from that bridge.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
And
like-
Umlaw probably didn't see. Well, he probably sees this one up here, the one to the north.
Oh, okay. What's the north? Everything okay? He asked Ketchka. You need help? Will you need me to pick up some rock for you?
I mean, I think the fact that I was yelling, sorry to disturb you, indicates that there's somebody up there.
Yeah. Also, I just think you're being polite. I don't know. Could be an awkward situation. I don't know. It doesn't mean we have to kill them.
You think I felt bad about touching down on the bridge? I was like, ooh, that's...
like, oh, whose bridge is this?
I shouldn't
don't wanna-
impose.
He could be talking to Randy, too. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you. Amla will continue working his way forward. How about that?
Oh. All right. Let's see.
Okay. Well, if I get back about to there, Scott, do I have any more information / learn anything new?
So you, where you're standing, Omlal, you could see one of these rocky people to your north and one to the south, both kind of standing at the opposite ends of the bridge and looking. You can see that they're tracking where Ketchka went.
Can I wave to them?
I don't like
and say,
that.
Hello.
You certainly can.
I do.
All right.
Do they respond? Do they acknowledge? Do they in any way?
It's not their turn. I will tell you, for the bridge, you are 40 feet below that bridge. So they're pretty high up.
Another question, just for a refresher. How long has it been since our last combat?
Like 5 minutes.
Perhaps, yeah.
Well, we ended.
We searced. Yeah, it ended and we
Okay,
searched
all right.
around the bodies and stuff.
I'm just checking because I have one rage left, but I'm not gonna use it right now. You know what? I'll roll. I'm gonna make a perception roll, Scott,
Okay.
to see if I can learn anything else about these guys. 24.
Ooh, a 24 is very high. Let's see. What would you know? Well, you would imagine, and this is fairly obvious, but I'm going to tell you anyway, that since you are in the Black Geo there, and you already encountered a lot of kind of weird elemental earth magic, that you think this is related to that, and you would think, given their positions, maybe they're guarding the bridge, and they look as though they're expecting something. So maybe they're waiting for a password,
they're gonna
or
get it.
passphrase or something like that.
How high up is the bridge again from the ground?
40 feet.
Okay, so like more than I can jump.
Just tell him lock on.
Other than that, you don't really know anything about what these things are, but based on how they're kind of holding themselves, you intuit.
Just looking, I can commune with nature as a ritual, but that will take like 11 minutes. So
And you
Well,
would know
let's
they're
do that.
elemental creatures.
We
We'll
got
wait.
time?
Will they wait?
Okay.
Well, they're very patient.
All right. Well, I don't really have anything. Let's see if I got anything else I can do with an action. Not really. So I guess I'll just keep walking.
All right. And the one thing I will remind you of is that the walls of the cavern you're in are fairly easy to climb. So if you wanted to.
I'm going to walk a little bit further and then just see if I can I see, like, does this end up here? Is this like chasm, or is it that just turned into like a really narrow thing? Is that can I see?
So you can
further?
see now, you see that there's another one of these rock people. But you also see that, so the cavern does narrow, but from where you're standing, you can see that it continues.
Okay, so there's a there is a further passage there.
Yes, I'll just so that passage continues down.
Omlöl will look back at Zotasha, who's the closest, and wave and say, the cavern keep going. Get very narrow, though. We may have turned sideways.
And Omlöl, give me an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
Like straight intelligence?
Well, I want to see if your character recalls the layout of this place. So whatever skill other than intelligence you can convince me to use.
Alas, poor dungeoneering.
17, Scott.
And dungeoneering is what I was going to say, but it doesn't exist anymore. So you remember, Omlöl, that you think that this corridor that you're looking at connects to a room that you've already seen, which is full of has this mud river with an earth elemental myrmidon, which are these big elemental guys wearing plate armor, and these little mud mephits kind of dancing around. Do you think that's where this goes?
I think it take us back to Mephits. Memphis? Memphis? Myrmidon? Oh, these words just fun to say.
So there you go. So you did a
I
lot.
think I'm done.
Shara,
That's
Omlöl
good.
has been relaying much information.
Okay. Can I dash sneakily? Is that a thing?
You can attempt to dash stealthily, I suppose.
I can totally do that. 15. I have a plus 11 and I got a 15. I want to run toward the bridge, but I don't want to do it in a way that seems aggressive. I just want to be prepared.
Then you should skip. Skipping you cross a lot of ground, but you don't look like you're menacing in any way, shape, or form.
That's right. You may look slightly insane.
So my thought is that I can go north because it looks like that side of this crevice or whatever is more is more in shadow than south. So I can go north and kind of follow along toward the bridge.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I got a 15 on my stealth check, so do with that what you will.
I'm a little unclear about what light source is casting these heavy shadows.
Yes.
I don't know.
Is there an
I don't know if we
underground sun that you
have
forgot
any
to
light.
mention?
There's a little
Are there glowing
overhang.
purple veins in the walls?
Oh yes, that is true. There are purple crystals that are throughout the walls that are giving off an unathasy glow.
Ooh.
All right, it's their turn. They are going to maybe just walk out onto the bridge and just look at
It
you.
occurs to me these guys may be guarding something good. Or maybe they're
Carlos.
just hanging out. I don't know.
Good.
So now
Not
everyone-
anything good here?
I should say
Well-
now everyone has seen these kind of rocky guys walk out onto the bridge, and they're just. I know as soon as I said that, standing there.
Those were stairs, not a bridge, Scott.
Yeah, that's too
And
far.
as a Philadelphian,
You would know.
color me embarrassed. So,
Kind of a
see these guys.
cheese-
Everybody sees them.
cheese whiz color. Yeah.
So, Carlos, what would you like to do? You now see three cute. I think in our at the end of our previous episode, we discovered that they are cute.
Kind
They're
of
like
grumpy.
adorably grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Dan.
Well, what Carlos is going to do is
hit
he's gonna
things
look-
or run.
he's going to look. No, there's going to be something new here.
What? A
Yeah,
third
I know.
option?
Carlos is going to look back at Regdar, who is in the
were
back as he
deceived.
usually is, and winks, and then he turns around
I don't like it when Carlos winks.
and he points at
Oh.
the rock person in the center
Oh, no.
Okay, the keystone, as we call it.
and whispers a message. And the message he whispers is, "Hey, buddy, we don't want any trouble. You seem like good people. We're good people.
Yeah, really solid down to earth.
We don't
we don't type.
we don't want any trouble. Sorry about our unicorn or whatever it is, Pegasus. I don't
own
even know.
Pegasus.
Sorry about our flying horse, man. We don't want any trouble." And of course, that's sent to him with the cantrip message that Regdar taught me.
All right.
So he hears it as a whisper in his head.
In his own language?
Probably not, but I don't care. That's just what I could do. So that's what I,
I mean,
did.
it's magic, so maybe it does.
It is
but-
magic.
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. What does that cantrip say? Because they don't speak many languages.
Just hears.
But it's in a calm tone.
What is it? What are they? Monsters.
But it's a calm whisper.
Yes. Oh yeah. Super chill.
Yes.
Carlos, turning on the charm,
Wow.
Notoriously chill, Carlos.
like a guy with 8 charisma would do. That classic charm.
I will say, so it says you point your finger toward a creature within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message. So this tells me that it hears exactly what you've whispered. And you hear in reply, because it can reply to you, as a whisper, but everyone else hears this loudly, kind of the grinding of stones as it moves its mouth and speaks. But I'm assuming no one here speaks Terran, but if you do, you know what it said.
Nope.
Not related to Dwarvish. I can do Dwarvish.
Well, could be distantly related. All right, good going, Carlos. You want to stay where you are?
I'm basically
that
You did
language.
say they look
too-
like naked stone dwarves.
That language
basically
is too underground.
a peacemaker. So
Is that the problem? You don't speak naked dwarf?
That's right. Fully clothed dwarf only, please.
Carlos considers taking off all his clothes. That's the end of his turn.
It's the end of every one of his turns. Regdar.
Well, Regdar was prepared to set that whole bridge on fire. But
It's made
it
of stone.
seemed- Well, I mean, all of it.
Magic fire.
All of the bridge is made of. It looks like it's a rope bridge made of planks of wood.
We established last time it
it's
was
made of
made
stone.
of stone, and
The
there was
whole
already a wall of
thing,
fire.
It's a stone.
There was
held
already
together
a wall
by
of
rope.
fire. There was already a wall of fire on it. If it was going to burn,
You're
it
saying
would
my
have.
we already
magic
burned it.
fire can't burn stone? I mean,
Well, I'm just saying. I will say that the map, it does look like a wooden bridge, but the name of this encounter is called Narrow Stone Bridge.
Stone bridge. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to cast the first fireball. That's not.
No. Let
not-
he who
you know.
casts the first fireball be without. Never mind. It's
Okay.
terrible.
I guess I'll just kind of mosey up to Carlos, so I'm at least not super far around, and I think I'll just do like a general perception check to watch for other threats to our safety. Or
Put your
secret
arm around
passages.
me and smile big too. Like
Yeah.
see, friend.
Friend. As I stare at the stone walls, hoping for a secret passage to open. That's not a very good perception check. 12.
You do not see. You don't notice any additional peril.
Yeah, that's good. Peril level.
Steady.
Yeah.
All right, Regdar. Good job. Zotasha.
Well,
trying to be
job.
more positive.
Regdar, job.
Do I think I could have heard Carlos's whisper? Like, am I close enough that I would have actually heard that the words echoing through the through the cavern? Carlos, how quietly were you whispering?
I mean, it was a stage whisper. It's just whatever.
Okay.
I mean, the spell requires it to be a whisper, but Carlos is
Got
not
it.
that quiet a guy.
Yeah,
So
Carlos.
let's say
Okay.
that you.
It's not Carlos inside voice mode.
Give me a perception check to
Carlos
see.
doesn't have an inside
Sure.
voice.
Yeah, that's why he's
Or an
gladiator.
internal monologue, for that matter.
That's why the life of the gladiator is the only role for him.
21. I got a
Yeah,
21.
you totally heard what Carlos said.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the one that he pointed at, and telepathically, I'm not saying anything out loud. But I'm going to telepathically say to that one, and it just has to have a language, and it will understand me. It
does.
doesn't have to understand my own language, and I will say, what he said is, and then I will basically repeat what Carlos said. And then I will say, so if you want to just shuffle off to the side, we'll just be on our way. We don't actually want any trouble. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to switch my discipline to Aura Sight and make an insight check to see if that maybe made any difference to the rocky features on this thing. But I have advantage, but when you roll a 20 the first time, you don't need to roll it that second time. So that is an insight check of 26.
It seems unmoved by your message. You also get the sense that it is clearly guarding this bridge and has no interest in you approaching the bridge.
Okay. Then I will say out loud to everybody, those three, do I know what they are? Do I recognize these creatures? Would I have seen them?
Probably not, but you can give me a roll of some sort.
I rolled, let's say history?
Sure.
15.
No. I mean, there are many stories of rock people, but it doesn't seem like you know.
I'm not
much
exactly a bard, a lore related person, so I wouldn't know.
A geologist.
So I say out loud to my
More
friends,
into data.
they're guarding something up there, and they're not going to just be chill. I don't think they're going to come down here, but if we want to go up there, we're probably going to have to battle. We don't actually know where we're going, so
Are they guarding the bridge? Is there a way for us to sneak past them? And
They're on both sides.
Right.
either it's these three guys or a whole bunch of mephits in that direction, according to Omlöl. So somebody wants to start battle from down here. Have at it, and I'm done. I'm just staying where I am.
Zotasha out. Kashka, you have heard what Zotasha said.
Yeah.
That's the stitch.
But have you understood it?
Randy and I are going to fly back over towards those dudes now that Kachka is less startled by the situation.
Okay.
And she, of course, has telepathy and can communicate telepathically with any creature that can understand a language. So she's going to just open up a little chat with the rock dude on the center of the bridge and say, hey, what you guys are doing up there? It seems like you're guarding a bridge. Hey, we don't want to get on the bridge. We just want to go to that passage to the north. Can we go ahead and slide by you there? We won't mess with your bridge, we promise.
So as you approach, all of their heads swivel and stare at you. But they don't reply. The one that you're telepathically talking to does not reply.
Okay.
And they have not moved. Other than moving their heads, they are, it is, if you look quickly, you think, what are those statues doing up on that bridge? And then you remember, oh no, those are horrible, horrible monsters.
What would they be statues of? Just like lumpy guys?
Hey,
Dwarfs.
speaking
Naked
as
dwarfs.
a lumpy guy,
Are
Yeah,
we gonna?
has anyone made a statue of you? Didn't think
not
so.
to my knowledge, but
Yeah.
the internet is full of wonders.
Just out of
Doesn't,
curiosity,
it doesn't count if you commission the statue yourself, Scott.
how wide?
But
How wide and how thick does this bridge appear? Does it seem like about 5 feet, maybe?
It is 5 feet wide, and it is 40 feet long. It is sturdy, and it is, as probably somewhere in the area of 5 to 6 feet thick.
5 to 6 feet, you say? Mm-hmm. Huh. Are you going to take that little chat I had as my action?
No.
Okay. What I'd like to do is I'd like to strum a power chord here, fly over with Randy to
I
this
know what's
middle part of
happening.
the bridge.
is someone going to use this spell in a strategically useful way for the first time I've ever seen in all of Dungeons and
Possibly.
Dragons?
I'm going to touch the bridge and cast Stone Shape. And I'm going to shape a 5 by 5 foot section of the bridge into nothing.
Oh no, but the bridge needs all of the bridge to stay together.
That's true, which means maybe the bridge might fall and these guys might fall as well.
It might just turn
When
into
Scott
two,
said-
it would turn into 2 ramps.
When Scott said keystone,
Yeah.
he was righter than he thought.
Well, the guy on the top of the ramp might roll
Impossible.
down to the bottom of the ramp and crush the others beneath him as he goes.
This is going to be
This is exciting.
This is some of the biggest property damage we've done yet.
I don't know about that.
Well, at least in one action.
Look, I don't generally attack guys that are just standing there, but we got a
But
world
you
to
will
save here.
destroy their real estate.
And I've been itching to cast Stone Shape for some useful purpose the entirety of the time I've had it. So
Yeah,
Very useful.
Okay, so you touch the bridge.
Next,
and
I'm going to identify pottery in a way that will be relevant to the plot.
instantaneously a 5-foot gap appears in the bridge.
Is it still a bridge if it doesn't have a 5-foot gap? If it has a 5-foot gap,
I feel like
not-
it is.
it
At
just
the
hovering in
moment we're
space?
recording this, it is inappropriate to make any bridge-related jokes. So I will say nothing.
Look it up in your
Sorry.
history
Okay,
books.
sorry. Sorry.
this is going to release for like a year. What are the chances that something bad will happen to another bridge? Oh no!
Hashtag
Katka-
infrastructure debt.
That is your action, casting that spell. So you could move. I'm sure Randy still has a bunch of movement.
yeah, Randy's got a 90-foot fly speed, so
Wow.
we're going to just zip back over kind of towards where we were, away
Man,
from the
remember?
bridge.
Wait, remember when we didn't have Randy and it took forever to get anywhere? Yeah.
That's right. Thank goodness for Randy Newman.
Sad days.
Omlöl, you have seen a hole appear in the bridge, and you hear everyone hears some ominous groaning from
But the bridge or the guys?
Carlos? Yeah, Carlos?
Maybe
Or-
both.
from the bridge.
My tummy. Oh.
I told you not to eat all
Explains
those
why they look so
rocks.
grumpy.
Rock candy.
Do we this may be a stupid question. Do we have a plan?
I was just going to make the
What
bridge
is the
float, but it
plan?
appears to be hovering in space, at least at the moment. So
It'll
And
probably
what happens
crack and
when we
fall.
make plans? We never follow them. We just spend half an hour coming
plans
up
are
with
dumb.
them.
Yeah. Then we're mad. Then we're sad about the plan later. And I feel like honestly, most of the times we've had a plan, it's been not good.
All right, Omlöl
my
is going to
plan
go.
basically is to knock these guys off the bridge, and then Randy will come around and pick you up and fly you up.
Okay, Omlöl's
Doesn't
going
seem
to
like
go
they'd
to
be
this
good climbers,
wall and
but maybe
climb
they
up
are.
it, though. That's what he's going to try.
He's going to climb up the wall. Okay, give me an athletics check.
Athletics. How do you feel about a 28, Scott?
I feel really good about a 28. Way to
I
go,
feel
Omlöl.
Pretty good about a 28 too. Plus, I feel
So-
like I have a good climbing thing related to being a Goliath, but I have to find it.
I don't know. But
No,
if you don't,
not
you
for
should,
this.
because you're climbing that thing
Yep.
like
Zip, 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 zip.
something that climbs well.
Something
A
like
spider,
gazelle? No, not
a goat.
Mountain goat. Yeah,
Yeah,
mountain
there you go.
Spider-Man. You're
so-
thinking of Spider-Man.
Spider
spider
goat.
goat.
It's 40 feet high, so I don't know
Yep.
what your movement is, but
My movement is 40 feet.
but you had to move a little bit to get
I
there.
did have to move a little bit, so I'm like 5 feet
So
from
you're-
the top.
Yes, you're within distance, and as you're very close to the bridge, you notice that some cracks are spidering on the other side of the bridge.
cracks.
Yes.
I mean, a 5-foot section of the bridge just disappeared. Why hasn't it just fallen?
They know how to build them in these parts, Steve.
That's true.
They know what they're doing.
It hasn't even been 6 seconds yet.
Cool. Well, I'm just to be clear, I'm climbing the cliff face, right? So I'm not like
Correct.
I'm if this bridge falls, I want to not be under it. Just to be clear.
That's what everybody says.
So that was my movement. Do I still have an action left? Can I use that action to finish the climb and get up on top there?
Well, you could double move.
Yeah. So like if I only had 5 feet left to go, I assume I could kind of pop
Yeah,
up.
you could go up.
Here. Okay.
And there you go.
Hello.
You're right near one of these rock men. Rock people.
Really
it's hard to tell.
want to push them off, but I'm not going to do that.
It's not your turn.
Physics is going to do that, theoretically.
Yeah, this is going to be a super like a Looney Tunes cartoon here where I get up to top and like wave just as the bridge goes.
All right,
they
Shara,
stand in air for a moment, their legs moving, and then they fall down. Yeah, it's going to be good.
A lot has happened. You hear even more ominous sounds coming from the bridge.
Uh-oh.
As you notice cracks widening.
Have I noticed the section of the bridge that's missing?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't notice it.
When is the bridge's turn in the initiative order? That's what I want.
Only the
It has
DM knows.
a surprisingly high initiative.
For a bridge.
It's true.
I don't think I want to get too close. So I'm going
Emotionally?
Well, yeah. So
Don't get attached to that bridge.
Sneak forward a couple of squares, so that I'm nearby, but hopefully not in like slow fall radius, blast radius. And I guess, can I prepare an action to be ready to, if any of them makes an aggressive move, to shoot at them with my crossbow, which I don't think is going to do much damage, but I don't have any blunt weapons, so.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, it is their turn. So on their turn, the bridge. See, it's all about suspension. Little bridge humor.
Except that's not a suspension bridge.
Well, it doesn't matter. Come on.
It's all
Good
about
joke anyway.
cantilevering.
Thank
See, it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't. No.
So this one side of the bridge, the longer side, collapses and takes the Gelabdur, which is what these things are, with it.
I thought that was a fancy architecture term for bridges.
It's pronounced Galabdur.
Yes.
It's French.
And so they take some damage.
Happy
because
Gelabdur to you,
fall.
too.
They fell 40 feet.
They did fall 40 feet, so they take 4d6 points of
46.
damage.
46.
Oh my goodness.
I missed y'all.
What is that?
That's what we'll be remembered for. That.
I mean, I'm
least
okay
it's
with
something.
that. If that's all I'm remembered
Yeah,
for,
do you know how
I'm
many
happy.
bad things we've done that we don't want to be remembered for?
Like
Yeah,
all of
this
the
is-
other ones.
Yeah,
Speak for yourself.
Did you hear
Like-
Scott's bridge jokes like 8 minutes ago?
Like destroying the cute rock
That was a good joke.
dwarves
Yeah,
Thank you.
beloved bridge.
but it's gonna have to get cut out now.
I think Dumbledore's is in the running for sure, though.
Yeah.
Oh God!
It's true.
Yeah, ding dong,
Dumbledore's?
ding dong.
All right,
Ding
so
dong.
this is
Ding dong.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
our
ding dongs
finest
for
hour.
sure.
all collapsed, and this Gelabdur falls over here. He falls over here. And this section, the smaller section to the north, is still holding on with its Gelabdur.
I'm really excited to see the second part of our plan.
And this Gelabdur, swivels his head and looks at Omlöl. But Omlöl is not on the bridge. I mean, he's right on the bridge, but and so the Gelabdur doesn't do anything. It looks expectantly at Omlöl,
Hello.
as if expecting.
Maybe
him
their
to
job is only
say-
to protect the bridge,
a
as long
passphrase.
as we don't. And now that the bridge is done, they're released. They're free.
You've released them from their curse.
Yeah.
Carlos.
I am going to
And I should say so this made a lot of noise. The ground shook, and now there is basically everything around. Let me draw this. Yes. Let's use
that makes sense. We did destroy an entire bridge.
Cloud of dust.
I'm proud
Everything
of Steve.
between these two are squigglies. It's difficult terrain, and there are rocks everywhere. And it's even. I mean, you were watching where the gale door fell, but if you weren't paying close attention as you all were, it would be difficult to tell where they are because they're kind of blending in with the rocks. Carlos,
I click my boots of speed together, and I'm going to run to the closest point to the same place where Omlöl was, and try to then climb up to get to the top. I don't know how far I can get. My speed is 30. Boots of speed makes it 60.
I feel like I'm being left here with angry rock monsters.
well, and you would need. So you would. Let's see. So you add an additional 10 feet to your movement. So where were you?
I moved 40 to get to where Shara is, basically.
Okay, then you would need. So I will just move you where you can be, which is so that's 5, 45. You can get there, and you can probably start climbing, and you'll be 5 feet up. So give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Unless you do a double move. That's a different.
Well, I think that it's 26, but I think I will continue to move up because otherwise I'm just hanging out on the side of the wall, right?
Sure. So if you dash, you will be right there.
Okay, so I'm up there with Omlöl and the rock guy.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Thank you. Now
You're
I'm
welcome. Thank you. Such a lovely encounter. Regdar.
Well, I would also like to leave this immediate area, but I don't have
Run to the Pegasus.
I mean, isn't it like it's Kachka's?
Get to the chopper.
I mean, Rand. All right. I scamper over to Randy and like just do the universal symbol of like I would like a ride out of here, please. I mean, you know,
having seen the cover of the mid '80s release of A Wrinkle in Time many times, I'm fairly certain at least 3 people can fit on the back of a Pegasus.
Riding a Pegasus, yeah. Look, those vans wouldn't have lied to me.
2 people.
Katya, can I just hop up?
Bantam books would never lie.
Never.
Katya, can I just hop on the back of this
Don't
Pegasus?
ask me. Ask Randy.
Randy, can I hop on the back of you? Does Randy have any dialogue here?
I think Randy would say, "Sure, pal, hop on."
All right, and so I
gotta
do.
go.
Oh, that Randy, always off somewhere.
Yeah,
It's a regular sea biscuit.
Yep.
More or less.
All right. Well, Regdar has mounted Randy. Zotasha.
Okay.
Hey, just being technical.
That's right. Oh, look at
I'm
that.
going to use a
Topical.
bonus action to switch over to my Mastery of Air discipline thingy, which means I can ignore difficult terrain when walking. And I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Are there rocks here? I didn't notice.
I'm going to get down to there with my move, and then I guess I will just use a dash and spend... Let's see, 3. How the bridge is 40 feet up, you said?
Correct.
Yep.
All right. Then I will spend
The
3
remains of the bridge.
psi points to cast Wind Step. So as part of my move as I continue to dash, I can fly up to 20 feet for each psi point spent. So I will fly up 40 feet and over to here. So I don't actually land on the bridge.
All right.
And that's it.
So we've got a sizable amount of people up there to the north. Kachka.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about that rock dude that's on the bridge still. But we're on a Pegasus, so we're probably just gonna kind of fly over in that direction, and I guess hover some distance above the ground. How tall are these? These are little stubby dudes, right?
They are medium, so they're 5 to 6 feet tall.
Right. But presumably this is at least like a 50-foot tall cavern. since there's a 40-foot
Oh,
tall
yeah. There's
bridge.
plenty. Yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna hover in space while we see what transpires with this last rock fellow that's on the remains of the bridge,
All right.
which probably should have fallen. But I'm no physicist.
That's right. And you're no earth elemental magician who crafts bridges using magic, I assume.
I just destroy.
Umlal. You got a lot of friends around.
I do.
You.
I'm glad. It's nice to be surrounded by friends. Is my feeling on the matter.
I did not, by the way, leave Regdar there. He just didn't come with us. 'Cause I can't grab him and move him as well.
Omlal will look at Zotasha, who's now next to him, and be like, should we go? Should we just go? Okay.
Might want to shove that guy off the bridge. Or try to.
I mean,
He's
not
kind of
doing
guarding our
nothing.
back.
Yeah, like if I move away from him, Scott, is he in any way?
Oh, he didn't attack you, did he?
No,
He did not. I mean,
Does
you'd
he
have
only
move
want to
away from
attack
him.
me?
Oh, are you moving? You just moved away
I
from
just
him. No.
asked if I moved away from him, is he doing
Sorry,
anything
do it.
to stop me or in other ways
Nope.
challenge me?
He does not attack you.
Oh, well. Sorry, I collapsed
Why
the
are
other
these
two.
guys here?
Okay, scout down the other way.
Decor.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Do we feel bad that we just like ruined their
We're
jobs?
too busy to feel bad. We've got something to do.
Okay,
Go
okay.
scout.
If you
All right,
ran an
I'll
Earth
go
cult,
scout.
would you not summon like 5 or 6 of these guys to just be around? I would.
All right.
They are
I've moved
adorable.
Watch
20,
this bridge.
20 feet to get here, Scott. What can I see now that I'm at this fork in the cavern?
All right. Now I will remind you. Cast your mind back to several episodes when I believe it was
2-3
Umlal, but
years
somebody.
ago.
Yep. Somebody did a spell to find concentrations
Umlal.
of elemental magic, and one of those places
I did
you are
spell.
now
It was magic.
approaching. To the west, this corridor to the west goes to one of the places that you felt elemental magic, and so
Okay. Can I?
Excellent.
Yeah, there we
or
go.
at least our
How-
objective.
It seems plausible.
No, seems notey.
Yeah. I'm gonna
And
look back on
you-
Zotasha and say, "Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. To give me.
So
if
here
there's
you
more
see kind of
information coming.
you can't see much in this room, so you know there's a room down there, and you know that because you see this kind of weird violet glow. It's a very low glow, but you can't really make out anything in the room, but you can sense space and this kind of strange
It's weird
light.
and purple over here.
I
Let me
can
check that
sense
out.
space.
Zotasha. Zotasha, have you ever really looked at your hand?
These
Zotasha
purple
looks at her hand.
crystals, man.
I
mean,
have 15 feet of
It matches her hair. She's like,
That's right.
Zotasha has never been
weird,
happier.
It weird and purple over here. Let me check this out. 5, 10, 15,
And you see
20.
a corridor going to the north as well.
Yeah.
right,
This
so
one's,
you go
this one's weird and
there.
interesting. I want to know what's going on over here.
I shall see. So it's a cavern, and from where you are, you can see just right beyond the entrance to this cavern. You see jutting out from the wall, a clearly hand-fashioned alcove that's holding. Well, you can't see what it's holding, but from this alcove, you can see glowing violet emerging, and that's about all you can see.
Call back down the corridor. They're rough-hewn alcove down here.
Oh, there's a word for that. Let me think. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Almost there. Technically, I still have a whole action. I could move more, but I'm a little wary about getting too
Don't
far
take any
from the
whole
group.
actions. This is a family show.
You go check the other direction with a double move and see what's up the other corridor.
This one's so purple and shiny though.
Yeah, but you have a lot of
It is
movement. You
mispressed
could just
that.
get
Means
back to
it's
that spot with a
dangerous.
move.
I do. That's true. All right. 1, 10, 15, 20. All right. What do I see from here, Scott? I got 10 feet of movement.
What do you see from there?
I'm all zipping around. Hold on. Let me check.
So Tasha is watching closely.
So you see another corridor that goes to the east. It kind of slopes downward, you think, and you also see kind of a crude wall So they're the
That wall.
natural,
So crude.
natural walls of the cavern that you're in and the various corridors. But this is clearly someone or something has gathered up a bunch of rocks and boulders and created this wall that extends to the north from the face of the cavern or corridor, I should say.
There's some weird art installation up there. Not really sure.
Like
What deal
performance
is?
art or
Me think performative art more than anything, but Omlöl not wish to get into matters of art criticism.
Goodness.
all art is
I
performative.
made that 18 intelligence roll earlier, and now he's really gotten full of
Really feeling
himself.
himself, yeah.
All right, I'll use my last 10 feet to come back down here and look at Zotasha and just kind of shrug, like.
Fair.
You tell me. All right, Shara, none of the Galador did anything threatening particularly, so no need to shoot them with your crossbow. Although you can. Don't let me be the boss
Feelings
of
about
you.
that, but okay.
But it didn't trigger. I felt like the condition for your whole held action did not trigger. So
I agree. Yep. Everybody's leaving me, so I guess I better follow. Yeah, so I'm gonna run up to the I don't know, below Carlos. I'm right below Carlos. I'm gonna climb up. So that'll take my move and then my action to dash.
give
What
me
do you
an
want for
athletics
me
check.
to climb? Athletics, okay. 21.
You scamper up easily, and you can put yourself somewhere on that ledge,
Okay, so I can actually make it
or somewhere, wherever you can go.
Hello,
make
friend.
it up here by Zotasha. And
All right.
that's my action. My
Okay.
turn, whatever that is.
Both.
It is the Galador's turn. So the two that fell onto the floor.
Seems like they should be real busy rebuilding that bridge. They got full permits. Like they've got to do a
Did
survey.
they build it though, or are they just guards?
They each.
Well, I mean, if they don't get it rebuilt by the end of the shift, they're going to get in trouble.
If they build it, they will come.
But we don't want
They
that.
each look at. So they glance at some rocks, and those rocks sprout, animate, and become more Galador.
Oh, great.
Wait. But those were the rocks that were in the bridge?
Wow, magic.
Wow.
Neat.
Makes you think.
Some fascinating biology that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
no. There's
now-
another one.
Oops.
Oh, that one's ovular.
I thought you were going to say that one's ovulating. I was like, how do you know?
That's what I heard too.
Kachka knows many things. So now there are 6 additional Galador on the floor of the cavern there.
Cool. I helped them
looking.
reproduce.
That's beautiful.
You started
How
a
much
party.
help you did. Carlos, what would you like to do?
It's not the first family to be down on that floor, but they're the latest.
Too soon. Too soon.
We did that.
Yes. The hooked
Carlos.
horror corpses are scattered amongst the floor as well.
Carlos doesn't really know what to do here.
Well, Carlos did hear Omlöl. So Omlöl was reporting to Zotasha, but Carlos was right there. So you heard his report as well about the 2 rooms
Yeah.
that he has seen.
A swirly purple and another room with an art installation.
I am going to
I
run
just call
up
him like I see him.
and investigate the art installation.
Carlos says, "See you later, suckers. I am going to go see
That's Carlos.
So Carlos, you see this big room that well, I'll just reveal it to you.
Ooh. Feel it.
Revealed. All will be
Wow.
revealed. So boulders, you see boulders have been used to build crude, roofless enclosures similar to pens. 3 to the north, 3 to the south. Odd saddles and harnesses are piled in the middle of the cave, while spears lean against the walls. And you can notice to the north, you see these large, very large creatures in these pens.
We found like a kennel.
They
Have
look
we
like
seen
land
these
sharks. You have
before?
seen these before. You've seen some earth cultists riding upon them.
Cool.
What were they? Do we know their names?
I've already got a Pegasus, but you guys could ride into battle on a land shark. That would be
Yeah, their
pretty
names
badass.
are Jesse and Frank and Chris.
Oh,
They are Bulettes. I don't know if you know that, but now you do. They are Bulettes, which are
okay.
these huge.
Maybe there's some signage that Carlos sees, like don't feed the bullets.
Well, you've certainly seen them before, so you know that the Earth Cult has some people who ride these things into battle.
Okay.
Right.
Fun. I turn
You know
around.
I believe you would know that they can burrow. And
I'm pretty sure we saw one in action at some point. So
I run
and they
back
can
down.
jump.
Kind of feels like those pens wouldn't really keep them in if they can burrow, but whatever. I'm not going to tell
Well,
these people
they're
how
well
to kind of
trained.
go.
And I
They're
declare to Omlöl, Zotasha, and
Dude,
Shara, I
quiet.
say, I relay what I see up there. Those are the pens that the burrowing land sharks are kept in. I don't know
What's a
what's
shark?
going on with the purple. Shark, just a shark. And on Athos, I call it shark.
okay, fair.
Oh, yes, there are sharks up
There's
there.
those mounted monsters that burrow.
I mean,
There are a
It's
bunch
their
of
the
staple.
lack of a
up
door
there.
doesn't mean anything. Like I can get out of my bedroom, but I spend an awful lot of time there.
Yeah. So anyway, I have investigated that further slightly, and that's all I'm going to do.
Okay.
All right. Regdar, you are astride Randy behind Kachka,
It's a weird place to be.
I mean, since I'm not
hovering above the former bridge.
Randy is, I think, in charge of my fate right now, and so I will just say we should not go back.
we haven't left yet.
Well,
That's true. You're in the
but, like,
room,
Go
so-
back 3 squares to the southwest.
I'm committed to the path forward. is
Okay,
what I'm
that
saying.
makes
I will
sense.
say that all the Galebdor are in the radius of a fireball. That's all I'm saying. Zotasha.
I don't want to let Omlöl and Carlos get too far away.
Well,
So,
they're
came
standing
back.
in the intersection
right,
here.
I know.
They
I just-
seem
Yes, but they can
very
take off
out
at
of
any
character.
moment.
That's true. They're waiting for
They're
directions.
toddlers. I am actually quite curious about this swirly purple, so I'm going to come up to this point. Does it mean anything to me as a psionicist and knowledgeable person?
Give me some sort of check.
Sure. I guess I'll try Arcana.
Okay.
And then I'll roll crappy and get a 9.
This
it's
does
purple.
not seem. It is purple. I mean, it does seem arcane in that most crystals don't emit light, but other than that, it doesn't mean anything in particular.
I feel like I would like to know a little bit more. I'm going to use a bonus action to switch to my nomadic chameleon, where I get advantage on dexterity checks for stealth checks. And I'm going to creep a little bit closer. Let's see. I'm 5.
Creepy creep.
Creep a little closer. Don't be shy.
I'm only going to go this far to start with. And that is a 17. That's a 20 on my
All right. So
20 on my
I will
stealth
tell
check.
you what you could see
Air
from
and extra
there
dry is the preferred
It's Ice
antiperspirant
Warriors,
of,
Erica.
Athos.
It's Ice Warriors.
These are Earth Warriors. The walls of this cavern are broken at regular intervals by small alcoves, each of which holds a shard of glowing violet crystal. You see 2 Earth cultists here. They are each kneeling in front of the alcove in a way that suggests a form of meditation. They have not noticed. They make no movement. They are just kind of focused on this crystal. Each of them, one to the north, one to the south.
All right.
Staring at a crystal, as you do.
I mean, our ultimate goal is to bypass as much of this extra nonsense as we possibly can to get to
It's all extra nonsense.
the big showdown. And this looks like a bunch of nonsense to me.
We also need to do some resting at some point here, but
And you've seen from nonsense, so
I think I'm going to use the rest of my movement. I'm just going to dash 5, 10, 15. And I guess I want to peek up in this direction. And I know I can't get far enough to actually see anything more than what those guys have told me about. So that's as far as I'm going to go, and I'm done.
All right. dashing about, and we actually don't need to be in initiative order. I realize because you're not in combat. So let's drop out of initiative order because unless someone is going to attack this Caleb door,
don't land on the bridge.
Tell me if you're going to attack them, and then we will remain in initiative order.
Nah, it's all right.
Carlos is thinking about it.
No.
All right, if you don't touch the bridge or attack them, they will just do their own weird Caleb door things.
Nice.
Cool.
I mean,
We didn't
Guys, I think
touch the bridge.
I mean, Kachka definitely did because he used.
That was magic. He didn't touch it.
No, but she had
I
to touch
had
it
to
in
touch
order
it.
to do that.
It had to.
she did land on it. Yeah.
She had to use. She had to.
But I didn't do
have
anything
physical
beyond to
contact with
touch it.
too.
It's not my fault. It was a poorly constructed bridge, of which 5 foot by 5 foot sections just simply
you know-
disappeared.
Thousands of years.
Yeah. Hey, it's the American way.
I would like to just look around, and actually, I'm going to say to Shara, who probably is better at looking at things than I am perception-wise. Does this seem like a well-traveled path? Like, we know that the bridge is guarded by those dudes. We've got some meditating people. We've got some land sharks sleeping. Like, is this hallway the safest place to try to just hunker down for an hour?
Maybe.
It's only got one exit on each side. We'll be ready if something happens. I don't know that we're going to find
We could get a
a
tiny
cozy
hut in
little
here.
room.
We
I mean,
totally can.
We could do a tiny hut, but the tiny hut's for like a long rest. We're just thinking about a short rest at this point. At least that's what we were talking about last time. It's just 1 hour to I think somebody got a magic item.
I mean, the hut can support a
pearl.
short rest as well as a long rest. It's
That's true.
It's
But then
flexible that way.
you've used that spell slot then.
true.
Yeah, what we talked about last time was just using
Unless we've
some.
got 10 minutes, in which
hit
case I
dice.
can cast it as a ritual.
Oh, I mean, we probably do.
I think it's ritual casting only takes 10 minutes, right?
Yes. Well, depending on the spell. Could be 11 minutes, but
Well,
I got a 14 on a perception check. Do I?
you
using
feel
what
like
I-
this is a bad place for a short rest because for several reasons.
Good tip.
One, you have collapsed a bridge that made a lot of noise, and you
That's
imagine someone
true.
might want
Yep.
to investigate it.
Forgot about
and
that.
there are 2 corridors that directly connect to this. One is full of people seemingly meditating, and another is clearly used as a pen for these animals. And so you
We're
imagine
also still only about 100 feet away from all those hook doors.
yeah.
so
we
I
basically.
probably-
I do wonder
No.
if we could sneak into the nearest pen and put the hut in there, and then if he's like, I don't know, there's just a hut in one of these pens.
Hey, Zotasha's way smarter than I am, so.
it's always been there.
It's the Earth cult. Translucent domes probably appear on the ground here all the time.
Isn't it invisible? I forget how that
No,
works.
it's not.
No,
you
it
can
has
make
a
it any
color.
color. It's translucent, not translucent. It's opaque, so you can't see through it.
Oh yeah, so it's
The-
just you make it the
literally-
color of the rocks.
Literally the opposite. Of
Maybe
this.
Yes.
maybe these bulettes
Like I
just
said,
built
not
a
translucent.
little hut. There's no way they could know. Maybe it's their cocoon.
They're molting.
Yeah, maybe they're learning things about these creatures that they didn't know before.
There you go.
I would say that if your, herd animals that you keep in kennels have started building things, you should immediately stop them.
Maybe it's an
a
egg.
real-
You know?
It's a real
knows?
deep
Or
blue
just
sea scenario.
slaughter them.
Yeah, we are.
Maybe they lay 10 foot by
Deep
10 foot
underwater.
dome-shaped eggs. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Everybody loves
somebody
those,
knows. You don't know.
those lovely half eggs.
No,
that are
nobody
just
knows.
Domes.
Well, it's buried. You can only see the top half.
That's right. So what would you like to do?
Yeah, which direction?
Shara
I think the answer
says-
is not rest.
We're not
Yeah.
So it's
I
fine. Carlos has a third of his hit points, but that's that. I think I'm the worst off.
Can
of
we
anybody.
heal Carlos perhaps rather than taking a rest?
That is an option. Sure.
I'm just thinking like I'm in pretty good shape. Very little things for me that our short rest is going to fix. I need a few nights of quality sleep. But yeah, other than that, I don't know how everybody else.
All right.
That's just real life.
Yeah, Carlos is just
Bleeds over.
Carlos has 94 hit points and currently he has 33, so he's just way down.
I mean,
Yeah,
if we have a minute, which I'm sure we do,
we got a minute.
I
We could
can
try.
use up another spell slot on an aura of vitality, and we can do the fun thing where I roll a bunch of times. And
roll a bunch.
Heal
of
everybody
times.
over the
mean,
course of a minute.
Roll a bunch of times.
That seems like
do
a
that,
smart
then.
way to go.
Yeah.
All right. So
All
as
right, huddle up,
you're
team.
talking, the ground starts to shake,
Oh, great.
and the ceiling above you collapses.
Why do we talk?
And Carlos, I need a
We're
dexterity save.
fools.
The ceiling
grief.
collapses?
Rocks fall. We finally got
Oh,
to the
no. That was a retaining bridge.
Yeah, it was a load-bearing bridge. No.
Well, I mean, also, we did attack people made of rock and then, like, wander
What?
about 10 feet away from their prized possession, and they may be attacking us with rocks, you know?
Maybe.
All right,
think
Carlos,
that's-
what
I'm just
is
saying-
your
Assuming
dexterity
It's like when we
save?
get mad and throw
Tony.
people at other people.
I'm just saying, you smash a bridge, people drop a ceiling on you. That's, you know, that's the
Athens-
Philadelphia way.
That's the
It's
Athens way.
true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a 7.
That's not great.
Is something bad going to happen? Because I can force a reroll.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, were all of us? Or
When the
just Carlos
ceiling
making
falls,
dexterity?
I would re-roll.
Just Carlos. So
and
the
don't
ceiling
not
above
hard
Oh, it's a
Carlos.
very,
Positive.
Yeah,
a very
it was
small part of the
collapses.
ceiling.
It was unlikely
Upon
that
Carlos.
ceiling was foam bricks, is what my
It was a
point is.
localized.
Well, I re-rolled it, and it's a critical fail.
They might be healing
Bring,
rocks.
well.
bring it on, rocks. Bring it on.
All right, so you take
Turns out they're pop rocks, and you're made of Diet Coke.
oh,
Glad I
You
used
take-
my re-roll.
31 points of damage as these rocks bury you.
Did you eat those rocks?
You're knocked
little bit.
prone
Some of
and you're
them.
restrained.
Okay.
And the rest of you now, a surprising amount of rocks have fallen upon Carlos. You cannot see Carlos.
Just
It
Carlos,
seems-
though.
the
That's
dust
so targeted
clears.
and
It's a
weird.
decided improvement.
Well, no, it covers a 20 20-foot square, but Carlos is the only player character in that square.
That's just a really bad place to stand, I guess.
Yep.
Well, that aura of vitality seems like it really is going to be handy now.
If you can find Carlos,
Yeah, well, that and
see
like,
if he's
Does
still
it
alive
actually
down there.
lift
Any
rocks off of people?
So what do people
is
do?
not that
any
kind of
place we put
vitality.
Carlos going to have rocks
So-
on him? All right, I will start moving rocks. Can I start moving?
Well, hang on. I have levitate.
You can
One
levitate
creature
one rock.
or loose object. Yeah, so I could. I guess I can levitate
just
like
one
the
by
biggest one if there's one that nobody can move.
Sure. This
Go
is not
for
going to
it.
be difficult for you. So you as a group
Yeah, just start
uncover
digging.
Carlos.
While they're doing
as
that,
he is
I will
also
bust
digging himself out.
I will
The
bust
first-
out an aura of vitality as they're doing that. And
The first
start
time I
healing.
see one of my compatriots, I point my finger at them and I just whisper, "Ouch, that really hurt."
Oh, and you hear a whisper in your ear that says, "Ouch, that really hurt."
That really hurt. Okay.
I mean, if you had died, it would have been convenient because you would have been already buried.
Wow.
true. Good point.
There you go.
Yeah, except
So
then
I'll
we would have
go
had to
look
dig
at-
him up for me to bring him back.
Lots of empathy there. Good, love it.
Carlos, everyone know you
Regdar
should dig
has died
rocks
and
out
come
from
back, so-
underneath you, not from above you. This basic
Okay.
knowledge.
Well,
Okay,
Carlo,
well-
thanks for unburying Carlos. He has 2 hit points.
Yeah, while they're digging you out, I cast aura of vitality. And
Okay.
you're actually healed as you're underneath a pile of rocks. So
All right.
Those are therapeutic rocks.
There you go.
Oh,
So this is
Some
the fun
hot
thing where I
rocks,
roll
that's
2d6 10 times and we gradually load you up with hit points. So
Okay.
2d6 10 times.
Why not
So
20,
that's-
20d6?
yes,
Is that 10?
yes. Let's
10
just make this
rounds?
go
Is that what's
longer.
going on?
That's a
Yeah,
great
as
idea.
we're unburying, I think the aura is just around Kachka. I think is the idea.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
So there's 5 hit points. There is 10 more hit points.
Okay.
There's another 10 hit points.
Nice.
Another 7.
Okay.
Tell me when you're getting full.
No
You
time
won't.
soon.
8.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Another 5. You don't have to sound so disappointed.
Well,
This is a
got a
level
long
4
way to
spell
go.
slot I had to use for this.
I
4.
appreciate it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did you get that 4 that I just
Yeah,
dealt?
I did.
Okay. And now you got another 6, and that's it.
and what does that bring you to?
70 out of 94.
Okay, I will
that's pretty
then reach down to help Carlos up out of the rocks as we
I
finally
feel like
get you
we
out.
shouldn't stay here.
And
I feel
no,
like
I'm
this was
just-
this tunnel sending us a message.
I'm using
How many more rocks could possibly fall out of the same ceiling?
So, as
Mend
Regdar
wounds.
says, I feel like we shouldn't stay here. Regdar, give me a dexterity saving throw.
I don't like
All
this.
right.
Let's
As
leave.
the ground cracks open underneath Regdar.
Underneath.
Oh, we didn't see that one coming.
Oh man, this cave swings both ways.
I rolled a mighty 9 for Regdar, the frail, delicate wizard with hollow bones.
So, Regdar, you there is a 30-foot pit beneath you that you
quarter
are
bird.
falling into.
Does anyone
wait,
get a
how
chance to
deep?
grab
you can
him
do
before
a
he falls?
reaction.
Did you get
No.
off the Pegasus?
I assume I'm not standing on a Pegasus in order for this to happen, and I didn't specify that I continued to stand on a Pegasus at all times.
Fair.
As my reaction, I'm a wizard. I don't know if I mentioned that because it's kind of a secret. I cast Benign Transportation. I use my action to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space, or I could choose to swap places with one willing creature
Swap
within range.
places. Swap
Willing.
places.
Willing.
They have to be willing, so instead I will just go 30 feet down the hall.
Randy might be
And
willing.
Randy does not want to fall. Well, I mean, Randy's flying.
Randy's not
so
gonna
Randy's
really
like, yeah.
While
mean,
that
I
happened,
fall.
could I have still continued to pull Carlos up to his feet and
Sure.
given him 11 hit points?
Thank you.
Yes.
Randy would almost certainly give you a dirty
All
look
right.
if you saw
Clearly, we
places
should.
with
Now, we've already aggroed all these rock monsters. Let's just
get
take
out
the
of
fight
here.
into
Yep.
another place
Yep.
and fight two horrible sets of monsters at once.
All right, we're going north or west?
I feel
Or
like
whatever,
Regdar's heading
left
north.
or up?
Bolt.
Up?
north.
Regdar's with a bullet.
Well,
All right.
several
Three
bullets.
bullets.
All right, so you enter this room. You're not. Oh, yeah. So there are many ways out of this room.
All right, everybody split up to cover more ground.
Let's all go down a different one.
Always
So
good
you-
when the first thing the DM tells you about is the exits.
Well, I mean, I already explained what's in this room. This room is full of
Yeah.
crudely constructed bullet pens.
Rough hewn.
Yeah.
3 of which are occupied to the north.
Are there
there's
gates
also
on those, Scott? Are they closed in some way?
They are
or
not
no?
closed.
Okay.
They are open. You would know, as Tony pointed out, they can burrow, so they're
What's
just
the
trained
point?
to stay there.
Yeah.
And
So these are just their homes. They're options.
just
Yeah,
like
they're
hanging out.
they're kennels. Yeah.
yeah, they're just they're
crate-trained.
moving around. They're looking at you, but they don't seem too concerned. And there is an exit to the east. There is another kind of
Now,
more
did someone
northerly
say
to the east.
that we wanted to follow node energy to the west. Is that still
We
true?
saw there was node energy there, but it looked like what we
I
could see
forget if
was
node energy is good or bad. It's been so long.
it's
Well, there
both.
was node energy in the room that you now identified is with the meditating
Yeah.
cultists.
Yeah.
We want to
That's
get to the big guy and have our
and
big
maybe
battle,
he's
and
farther into that room, but I doubt it.
I doubt it.
And so there are 2 exits that lead to the east. There's one right in front of you and one a little bit to the north. Speaking of the north, there is an exit directly to the north, the top of the room, and then there's another exit to the the
Southwest.
West. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And,
And that
Scott-
one you would assume connects to the meditation area.
And what direction was there was more node energy up above, right? Up to the north, wasn't there?
There were 2 places with energy. I
There
think.
were 2 places, and you have where was it? The other one was where the methods were being pulled
that's
out
right.
of the
Yep.
mud river. And so you
Can
know
I-
that there is a limit to what Omlöl casts, so that's what he felt within his range.
Can Amal pop over to this exit over here on the west and I just want to see
Peek
what the
in?
rest of
Oh,
that
boy.
room looks like.
Sure.
little
You
peek?
can not from there. Well, you could probably see a little bit of it.
I'll go there and I'll peek around the corner. How about this?
So you can see.
Ah,
You have a sense that it's where are you? Oh yeah. And so it goes this way. So you see another person sitting in front of an alcove, and you see actually you don't see that person, but it's fine. And then you have a sense that the room goes further to the north.
Okay.
And so you can see at least 3 people in there meditating.
regroup.
And you're a little surprised actually that they're still meditating because you made a lot of noise with the bridge collapsing. But
They're very good.
Really
at it.
good at it.
Cultists, man.
They're recharging their purple powers.
I mean, they're probably starving themselves or doing something terrible that hurts a lot. They're cultists.
The cultists. It's true.
Doing cultist things.
So what would you like to do?
East or north?
Yes.
Well, north brings us very close to these
What
burrowing
does
dudes.
Carlos see to the east?
And
Oh, what do I see to the east?
I will
Scott?
say, so to the corridor that Carlos is standing next to the east slopes downward, and the one that Omlöl is standing at the opening of, it slopes upwards. And so if you, from where you are now, Carlos,
So they
you
probably
can
join together
see-
on the other side, right? That's how that works.
I'm not quite sure. You see the back of a guard, you believe, and let's see, can you see anything else? Can you see anything else? It's America's fastest growing game show.
It's just eye tests.
Okay, there's a guy guarding people
You can't
from
really see
coming
anything
my way.
beyond the guy.
Okay.
I feel like we might need to go to the north, either from
Yeah.
here or from the meditation room.
And Omlöl,
But it
what
depends
are
on
you-
what Omlöl sees.
What do you do?
I'm peeking around this corner now.
All right, you see.
An edge of a token.
Oh, don't look at that token. You see that it continues upward.
Okay.
Well, we probably don't want to go up. We probably want to go farther down. Is the one that Carlos sees slopes down? You said
Downward. Yes.
Maybe that
Does
is
someone like?
But
I don't
if
know.
Carlos sees somebody's
Maybe-
back. It feels like
Yeah.
he's guarding this place.
Yeah, to get into here.
Yeah. Although I will say, maybe that seems like maybe an opportunity for Shara to like sneak up behind that person and
Stabby stab.
Give them a neck massage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of those rocks. Fallen rocks.
that neck looks
with
out
a
of joint.
rapier of a wounding.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
I mean, if we want to clear them out, real quiet like. Just
Sure.
a suggestion.
Murder.
Let me know what you do.
Quick
I mean, Shara is very sneaky,
Vote
so
for murder.
Wait, first of all, is this guy part of a family? Because we only do families now.
it's our new
Family
thing.
jobs now.
I mean,
He has
Shara
renounced
could
his
sneak-
family.
should-
The earth
could-
is his family.
Could sneak close enough
So,
to
yes.
see if there are a whole bunch of other guards in there, and
The family, yeah. Family
yeah,
guards.
the family guard family, and
When you're here, your family.
God.
it's the Olive Garden.
Olive, the cult of Olive Garden.
Yes.
I can sneak down there and make an
Endless
executive decision.
breadsticks.
Let's do it. Sneak.
I'm gonna
Sneaky,
come
sneak,
this
sneak.
far and peek.
I got a 15 on my
Are you
stealth
going to do
check.
Peek
a
around the
sneaky
corner.
peek? 15 on a stealth check. All right. Well, let's see how that stacks up with
Never stack your stealth checks.
this dude.
Okay, so I'm going to stop just a little, like 5-10 feet behind him, see if I can see around the corner a little bit.
Okay, so you managed to sneak up behind this Black Earth guard. You've seen cultists like this before. These are the cultists that are wearing the plate mail that's made of stone. They look pretty cool. It makes you think maybe you should join the cult. They've got neat uniforms. Or maybe that's just me. But you also peek into the room and you see a bunch of stone slabs that line the walls of this cave. Weapons, pieces of armor, and various tools cover the slabs. In the middle of the chamber, steam rises from a well of boiling mud. You also see... I'm just going to reveal the whole room. So you see a bunch of guards. You see a couple.
more eye
You have
guys.
encountered Nothics before. They were the one-eyed
Yep.
little dudes. And you also notice on one of the slabs over here, and actually I'm going to move this guy over here, you recognize a particular hat that you have seen before that was once affixed to Regdar. And in front of it, you see... if you cast your mind back many moons ago, you were ambushed by actually some bullets and a mage who stole the hat, and that mage is standing there. And
How's he look?
he's looking good.
Oh,
I think all of that was before my time. But I've heard stories, so maybe I recognize it.
We described the hat. in
Someone drew
detail.
it. We've got someone. Someone
Regdar talks about it
Kachka
incessantly.
drew it.
Regdar talks about it all the time.
That's right.
I used to have this sweet hat.
that I couldn't take off.
It's like a
I really wanted,
17-minute
but-
song that I wrote that I play around the campfire about the hat.
So now the
It just
question is,
describes
what
exactly what it looks like.
would you like to do, Shara? Does this change your plans at all?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna sneak back to my friends. And Regdar is right there. I'm gonna say, I think your hat's down there. I mean, I'm not sure because I never saw it, but there's
It looks
a lot
like
of
the
dudes.
crude drawings you've made of it on many occasions.
You've described it in such
Does it
detail.
look like this? Regdar has a tattoo of the hat.
It's right next
The
to
tattoo is
lion.
also like you did it with like a ballpoint pen.
Yeah. I mean, it's Athens. We don't have the finest quality
Sand
of.
tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one of those sand tattoos.
It's a sand
It's
point.
called a rash. That's a rash, Carlos. Stop putting sand in your wounds.
So what would you
Why
like to do? We are a little over an hour, so we probably should end at some point. This doesn't seem like a great
point.
place to end because you haven't done anything. So
On the hat. Oh my God. Oh, what will happen
Dun
next?
dun dun. No,
So
but maybe when you
either-
decide what you want to do, we can end after you reveal your plans.
do we want to take all those people on, or do we want to keep looking around? That's
skulk.
question one.
To the north.
Did I see the one-eyed dudes from where I was?
Yeah, the nothing.
You saw,
Yeah.
yes, you saw 3 Nothics kind of
Okay.
skulking in
Right.
the shadows.
I want to make sure to convey that they were present and numerous.
Well, we don't know what is to the north of this. I also am not entirely sure what's going to happen if somebody just tries to waltz past the bullet pens and look in that direction.
It's probably fine.
I mean, maybe we sneak.
Yeah. Plus, I hate fighting mages. They make a mess.
Okay, so what would you like to do? Someone's going to sneak to the north past the
who's
bullets?
stealthy? Not me. I mean, I can be, but
It's,
Nice
mean,
The
plus
stealth
6.
bug is here, but
Do we have somebody can like speak to animals or charm animals, or Randy could just like fly people by. That's,
I mean,
I'm
these
sure
aren't-
Randy's quiet.
are these animals? Because I can have advantage on animal handling checks, but I don't
And
know
I
if these
can-
are.
if
they
you give me
seem
10
pretty
minutes.
tame.
You give me 10 minutes, I can talk to them.
They are not animals. They are monstrosities.
That's what I thought.
Whoa,
Monstrosities
Jesse.
aren't animals? This
I talk
is-
to monstrosities every day. This is easy.
I will say, despite the fact that they are monstrosities, they are just kind of hanging out in their pens.
lovely.
They have noticed
They're
you.
very
nice.
They aren't doing
Yeah,
anything.
these are the nicest monstrosities
Let's
I've
just,
ever
I'm
let's
just
just
gonna
walk
stealth
by
up
like
to the
we own the
northwest.
place.
Kachka's just going to stealth it up to the northwest here just to have a look.
I just walked by.
Omlöl just walked
Carlos
by.
strolls
Great
back.
One
job,
stealth, okay, I'm
Or
staying
Kachka,
here.
give me a stealth check if you like.
Sure. As these other guys all just walk past me.
Well, I mean,
It's up to you.
It's going to be funny when it's like
Yeah,
Kachka
that's a
fails,
30.
trips
have
over a
flank.
rock.
All right, well, Kachka, you are super stealthy. The bullets don't notice you. The bullets do notice everyone else, but they don't react.
Yeah.
okay.
So you go up to the north, and you find yourself into a chamber that has a couple of more exits. One
Oh, is
goes
everybody
to the
going?
north.
So many
I
exits.
wasn't
apparently.
planning on it, but
Sort of defeats
if
the point
everybody
of
else
stealth,
is going, I'm
but
not staying
sure.
by myself.
I never leave Omlöl and Carlos up to their own devices.
And then you see one to the east. The corridor continues to the east.
This looks like it like connect over with that other chamber.
Where the bad things are.
Possibly.
Yeah. How close do we need to get to tell that?
Well, you tell me. I will reveal things. I can't
What can we
really
see from
answer
here?
Maybe
that question.
Shara, since Shara sneaked from the
You could
one way, maybe
see
Shara can
a little
sneak
bit
from
more
the
there.
other way and see if it's.
And you could see this corridor turns to the west.
I hate this place. So many corridors.
Hey, man.
It does seem a little decadent compared to other places in Athens that have no corridors.
It feels like every time the people like digging this place out, they just got bored and like, oh, let's go left here.
It was sandworms.
Hey, they don't come to your
Stupid
house and
sandworm.
complain about the squalor you live in.
They do, actually.
It's really.
I've done that.
And then they complain because there aren't enough corridors.
I have a toddler. There's a lot of squalor to go around.
I meant your character, not you, Dan.
Okay. Omlöl doesn't have a house.
Well, see,
Can't
point taken.
afford one. The mortgage rates on Athens.
Shara, you see. Oh well. All right.
I rolled a 20 on my stealth check.
All right. So Shara, you have confirmed that corridor to the south there connects to the steaming mudroom, full of artifacts and tables. You also see a corridor to the north that seems to go somewhere.
Shara wants to see that hat from every angle, just to be
And
sure.
Carlos, you see this corridor continues to the west. You've uncovered many corridors.
Going in the maps.
All right, I'm going to peek north while I'm here.
All right, so this is a sloped downward entrance into this kind of expanse of a room. You see a column. You see a cavern that has vaulted ceilings supported by, a natural column. You can only see one at the moment. Crystal growths protrude from the ceiling, and they cast a lurid purple glow over everything.
Ooh, purple.
And you hear from the east of this room where you are, Shara, so toward the north and to the east, a very loud, constant sound of stone grinding against stone.
Oh, excellent.
I like that.
All right.
Plate
Sounds
tectonics,
promising.
sweet.
I'm
Let's go check it
heading
out.
back to the group to report in.
Okay. I'm going to peek around this corner. My
All right.
corner.
So you notice a lurid purple cast
Lord, you
coming
say.
through. And it seems you would think, based on what Shara told you, these two corridors connect to one large
Oh,
room.
neat.
Ooh, we could flank them. Whoever is in it.
Yeah.
The glow. We could
But
flank
no one
the
has
glow.
Flank
seen
the glow.
whole room.
Like the glow. Title.
All right.
Yes.
Kachka's a little annoyed at having wasted a 30
Gorgeous
stealth, so
ladies
she's
of
going to
West.
continue a little farther up the corridor and roll another stealth check,
All right, give me that
just so
stealth
we
check.
can see what's going on up there. That one is a 15.
Just curious.
Well. So, Kachka, you see a cavern with a vaulted ceiling. It's supported by, you see, two natural stone columns, crystals protruding from the ceiling,
Goes a little farther around the
lurid
corner.
purple glow. All right, now, Kachka, behold, 6 natural columns that are holding the vaulted ceiling of this cavern.
Wow.
Shut it
it's
all
gonna take
down.
you're going to have to stone shape those 6 times to ruin this place.
I already
Some
used
might
that.
call this a cathedral of stone. It is cast with this lurid purple glow that's emanating from crystals in the ceiling. And to the east, you see a corridor. And from that corridor emits the loud sound of stone grinding against stone. It's constant.
All right. Kachka telepaths back to Carlos and says, this room, there's a lot of grinding, and it's real lurid.
Oh, man.
Carlos pushes past everybody else to get back.
Yeah. Disco. Woo!
There's also nobody in
Finally,
here.
we discovered the first disco on Athos.
There's also nobody in here that I can
Just
see
grinding
currently.
Okay, I have the
Correct. It is unoccupied. Seemingly.
Kachka knows that
Seemingly.
I have the ability to, for a short amount of time, gain the ability to perceive the unseen, so I can see invisible and hidden creatures. So, if you come back and tell me to come and take a peek, I could spend a decent number of psi points to be able to check this out and see if we can go this way, rather than having to sneak past the room with all of the people in it.
Since
Well, let's
nobody
just
is
say
coming down
Kachka
the
said
hall,
that.
I will come back and convey it to
Okay.
everybody.
All right, then
Then I'm going to get on Randy,
okay, I will.
because now it's going to
Sneak.
be Randy lurid and grinding.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh, I rolled a 1 and a 2. Okay, so my sneak, not great. I will say that. I am clumsy.
You're working up to it, though.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so you're not very stealthy. You trip
No,
over a rock
like a 5.
and you
Yep.
stumble into
I mean,
the cathedral
So
of stone.
often happens here.
Yep. And I
Lots of
spend
rocks around.
use a bonus action to spend some psi points, 5 of them, and now I can see even invisible or hidden creatures. Up to a minute with concentration. I'm just going to keep concentrating for that whole minute. I can see all creatures, including hidden and invisible ones, regardless of lighting conditions.
Take that. Well, it's well lit, even if it is luridly lit. And so you can spend a few moments walking around, and as you get closer to the eastern corridor,
Yep.
the grinding sound gets louder, and you confirm that there are no invisible or hidden creatures in this room.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then I
Seems
will.
like a lot of wasted space then.
And on Athos,
That's cathedral.
right?
Unless you're really into supportive columns, in which
All right.
case you've got
I am.
6 times the
I'm
usual
just-
amount.
There's
Who
nobody in
paid
here,
to have
guys.
this whole room luridly illuminated, and then there's no one to enjoy it?
All right, I come back and say, okay, there's nobody in there. I think it's
I mean,
better that we go
even
this
Earth
way,
cultists
head
like
to
a
the
cotillion
east,
from time to time, Tony.
and see what's what to the east
Yeah.
without having to go
Their
close to
debutantes
that.
have to be introduced
mudroom.
somewhere.
So,
All right, what are
Yes?
you doing?
I think somebody
Going
should
east.
run over and peek
The
to
hustle.
Yeah.
Save
Safe game.
Do the save game.
the save game.
Yep, thank you.
All right. So you're going to the east.
east to
Who's
see
going
what's that
in?
way.
into
Somebody
this-
sneaky.
So
I say somebody sneaky, sneak, and I point. I look at Kachka
Kachka, I think
and
you've been
and Shara both.
All right.
stared at
Kachka's
each
been
other.
sneakier today.
Kachka's gonna. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna see if I can find some more columns.
all right, give me a stealth check.
17.
Kachka. All right, what do you get? Where are you going?
Up here to the northeast through this corridor because I can't get enough of corridors.
Everybody loves a corridor.
I will continue down
all right,
until I
Kachka,
can see
you're gonna-
something useful.
Well, you see a stone column.
Yes,
And-
yes, I
and,
did it.
A very large room. You hear this constant grinding of stone. You can't really make out what's doing that. You do see
Is
a
this where
path,
stone comes from? Is that what we're about to find out?
and
No,
you
stone
feel
comes
like if
from
you
bridges. We just learned that.
if you were to go here a little further into the corridor, you could see the whole room.
All right, I'm going for it.
Do it.
Do it. All right. So this is you see a colossal cavern that is an alien landscape filled with soaring
That
stone
explains the maze
buttresses,
of twisty passages all alike that we just came through.
Yes.
Yeah.
weirdly
Reference
twisting
acknowledged.
columns, and gargantuan shards of glowing crystal. A long path of steps is cut into the uneven floor and wends its way between the mighty stone pillars to the cavern's core. There, the steps climb to the base of a stone monolith. The stone monolith is unusual in that it is constantly changing shape and grinding stone against stone. It shifts into various changing shapes. And in standing before the stone monolith and kind of looking at it is you see a creature that has seemingly, instead of hair, has a bunch of snakes that are writhing.
Oh, good.
And is
Gorgon?
chanting a ritual, it seems, in order to call forth something, and he is being guarded by 2 Black Earth guards. And so we will end here, as you have just stepped upon the elemental node of the Black Earth cult.
Ow, my nose.
And we will see how you handle this on the next Total Party Kill.
The Incomparable Podcast Network. Become a member and support this show today. theincomparable.com/members